Hey guys, welcome to lesson one of BlueJ. For our first objective, uh, as I said way before in the previous video, we're gonna start very basic stuff to more advanced stuff. So if you guys are a bit more experienced in BlueJ, I guess you can just skip ahead to the later videos. But let's start with very basic stuff. So our first objective for this video specifically, let's just say we want the program or the code to spout out something, to say something. And let's have that as, hey, this is lesson one. How do we make the program tell us, hey, this is lesson one? Okay. So first of all, let's start, getting to the actual coding place. So we click on new class, left click, and then it prompts us with a class name. Let's just have a class name of lesson one. Now the class type, as you can see, there are several types of cool things you can do: abstract classes, interface, applets. So I mean, for now, I think there's no need for you guys to know these and what they mean. Uh, if I do tell you now, it's just going to confuse you. So I'll just be sure to tell you guys what they mean in later videos. Okay, but for now, for the first few videos, let's just stick with class, and we're just going to stick with class. Okay, so lesson one, class, and then press OK. This creates a square box here, and that's the actual product we made called lesson one. So we're just going to double click that, left click. And what shows up is the actual coding. And this is like the BlueJ standard coding. It doesn't do anything. It just prepares stuff for you. But I think it's, for very beginner, stuff, it's still kind of confusing. So let's just try and do everything from scratch. Okay. So the first thing I want you guys to kind of know, or what I want you guys to know, is the commenting. So you start with dash and then star or asterisk, I believe it is. Double that and then just enter. So as you can see, it's like a blue, colored sort of thing. You can have as much as you want. Okay. And what this is commenting. And what commenting means is, hello. So commenting is just, this is just for the human, the programmer, to use. And what you can do with commenting is, you in the beginning you could just say what, name, what project it is, date. And this is just for the human programmer. The computer does not whatsoever read this, and this is not what the coding is. Okay. When you get into very long pieces of coding, you want to have stuff written in normal English, just so you can figure out what, a specific piece of coding does. So you can, you don't have to memorize your entire coding. And remember, sometimes, like, coding won't just be a few lines, it's going to be hundreds of lines, thousands of lines. And you will definitely not be able to recall what each piece of complicated coding means. So you need commenting to kind of tell you, okay, this line means this line means that. And as I said again, commenting, you can place it anywhere you want. It will not fiddle with the code. The computer will not read this. This is for you. Okay. So let's actually start coding. Our objective was to have the system or the computer, say, hey, this is lesson one. So in order to start that, the syntax goes like this. So public class. Now, in terms of public and class, well, what do they mean? For now, I really don't want to tell you guys. They're quite straightforward terms. But for now, I just want to save it for a later class. Again, if I tell you guys a bit of weird, complicated syntax stuff, it may just confuse you. But for now, just, assume that you will always need, this piece of syntax exactly as it is to start off every single, project of yours, especially just in the beginning, okay? So public class, and then you have the name. So let's just call the name lesson one. This is the project name or the class's name, okay? lesson 1. Doesn't matter, it could be anything. Now, in order to start this lesson 1 project, or not project, but class, again, I'll try and, define what they mean eventually. But for now, let's just assume we just need it, okay? So in order to start and open the public class, we're going to have squiggly brackets. So this tells the code that, hey, this public class called lesson 1 starts here, and then we're going to have another squiggly bracket like this to end it. It tells the computer that this public class ends here. So our coding will be in between this. Again, we're going to have a piece of, complicated coding. It goes like public, static, void, main, and then bracket, string, and then square bracket out, square bracket in, space args, and then bracket to close that. Okay. Once again, what is public, what is static, what is void, what is main, what is it, what do they exactly mean? Again, I think if I tell you guys right now, it'll just confuse you. So for now, just assume that you need this piece of code to start off every project. Okay, I will promise you that I will explain what each of those terms mean in later videos. So as you guys did for this one, we needed open brackets and close squiggly brackets. We need that as well for here. This tells the computer that this line or this piece of method opens here and it'll close here. Okay. So our coding, how we want the program to tell us something, this is between these two brackets is where it'll go. Okay. So right in between here. And the syntax, so we wanted hello, this is lesson 1. So the syntax is like this: System.out.println, so it stands for line, but we still say ln, and then bracket open, quotation marks. This tells the program that the piece of text that you want to have written out, it's just a sentence. You don't need to do any mathematical stuff to it, or you're not adding and subtracting. It's just a piece of text. So quotation, and then we say whatever we want. So we wanted hello, this is lesson 1, and then we're gonna close that. Okay, this is to close the quotation mark, and then to close the whole print line thing, we have another bracket. Now in BlueJ, after every single line, like right after here, we're gonna put a semicolon, and this tells the program that we do this line, and then this semicolon tells the program that this line ends here. Now you can go to the next line. Okay, so obviously some of them don't have it. Some of them, it's just they don't need it. They're for classes or methods. But for every other line, you will need a semicolon at the end. Otherwise, the code will just not work. So there'll be an error, as you see here. Semicolon expected. Okay? So semicolon here to fix that. Now what this program does, let me just show you in brief really quickly. It goes to public class lesson 1. It knows that there's a public class, which is called lesson 1. It opens it, and then it goes to this method. It opens this method, and then the next line is the actual line to say or print out for the user to see. System.out.println, and it's going to print out whatever is within these quotes. You bracket, and then the semicolon is to say, go to the next line. But there's nothing in the next line. It just ends up. So it's just going to kind of just do this. Okay? So let's just compile that. Now, after you compile, you need to compile every time. And after you compile, down here at the bottom, right here, it'll, if there are any errors or anything like that, it'll tell you exactly, quite specifically. So that's why another reason BlueJ is awesome. It'll tell you right here quite specifically if there are any errors or if there are no errors. Okay, so let's go back. So this coding piece, is done. Let's just go back to the main page where this says lesson 1. We're gonna right click, and we're gonna click on void main string. So left click that. So this brings up to the argument place. I'll explain it to you guys what this exactly means again at a later video. For now, let's just say that there are no arguments. That's what it's going to be for the next few videos, so don't worry about that yet. So no arguments, let's just press OK. And here it is. The output is hello, this is lesson 1. This is exactly what we wanted, right? So that's it for lesson 1. Remember, I'll keep trying to have things very specific. So yeah, join me for the next video. Thanks.